Ah, I love the Tour de France. It brings out the best of the cyclist and it pushes everyone to their limits and creates all sorts of mind games. And I love what Remco Evenepoel said after the gravel stage, referring to Jonas Vingegaard. Sometimes you need balls to race, and Jonas didn't have them today. He was referring to the gravel stage at that point when he attacked up the road with Tadej Pogačar, joined by Jonas Vingegaard, and Jonas refused to work. But my question is to you, what's the difference between racing aggressively and racing tactically? We talked about Jonas Vingegaard there on the rest day. What do you make of his tactical riding versus the punch that Tadej has, and you saw it firsthand in the Giro d'Italia?
Yeah, I think he's riding a smart race, really. You know, those stages aren't suited to him. It's a lot more Tadej's terrain, and for sure, just to be able to neutralise him, I think was a success for Jonas, really. And this second half of the race now is a lot more suited to him, and we've seen he's definitely willing to attack. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
I think over 3 weeks, you need both. You need good tactics, you need a strong team, and you need the strength to finish it off. So I think when you're racing against a guy like Tadej, he's got all those boxes ticked. So for the rest of the GC guys, they're going to have to be on their A game for sure.
We don't really have a designated plan, you know. I think we want to try and take any opportunity we can, and it opens up the possibilities for all of us. So we want to try and be as aggressive as possible, always try and be at the pointy end.
If you look at the past 2 years of the Tour de France, yeah, I think the head has won, and yeah, it doesn't mean that it's not exciting or it's not like. Yeah, it's really nice for the spectators, and in the end this is an entertainment sport, so they make it really, really fun. If you're trying to win the Tour de France, I think, at least from our perspective, being a bit more conservative is smarter.
A combination of both is the best, but yeah, for sure it's also different than classic season, you know. There's so much more to come. I think the hardest stages, there's so many hard stages to come as well. And yeah, you saw this yesterday as well. I was a bit trapped in the GC group with teams just positioning and going full gas on the gravel sectors, but afterwards, yeah, they just calmed down again. So it's a different kind of racing than classic racing.
In the Tour de France, intelligence is not super it's important, but you need to have the best legs for sure to win the Tour de France.
So nothing changed in the gravel stage the other day. The GC still is the same. It's Tadej Pogačar leading the race by around about 33 seconds over Remco Evenepoel. It's Jonas Vingegaard at 1:15 back, and Primož Roglič down around 1 minute 30. But we did learn a lot on the day. We learned that Jonas Vingegaard, although maybe he doesn't have big balls, he has big brains. And yeah, Tadej, Remco, they love to race aggressively. But where would Tadej Pogačar go when he did a solo attack so far out? The Tour de France, it's not Strade Bianche. And going solo that far out, well, he would have been caught eventually. And what was the benefit for Jonas Vingegaard working with Remco and Tadej? Nothing. At best, he was going to finish third in the sprint with those two, and perhaps he would even get dropped on the day. Jonas seems to be biding his time, waiting for his moment to attack when we're above 1,000, 1,500 meters. We don't know about Tadej Pogačar because, remember, he raced and won the Giro d'Italia a little over a month ago. He could start to run out of energy. And Remco Evenepoel, let's not forget, despite his win in the TT, this is still his debut Tour de France, and he has a lot to learn. Do you read the news on the rest day, and what do you make of this GC battle that's going on? It's a great one. 4, maybe only 3, but 4 riders fighting for the GC, and Remco throwing the bomb, saying Jonas doesn't have balls. What do you make of the tactics?
Yeah, I know Remco pretty well, so that's just how he is. He says what he thinks, and I think that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes, yeah, it's better to just say what you think, and yeah, it's a bit bigger than it was maybe, but yeah, that's how it is nowadays. When someone says his opinion, it's all over the internet. I think he was in a really good shape. He was quite impressive on the gravel as well, so I think it will be a nice battle for the GC.
I think it's all good comedy. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's nice to see. I think in some way it shows that we've gotten into their heads a little bit. Like just to be that kind of frustrated after the stage shows that maybe they're quite frustrated to not have taken more time. But no, I think it's all nice to see.
For me, Jonas is doing everything right. I mean, he had a really hard injury before. He's just a smart guy. He knows what he's doing, and for me, I think we can expect a lot of him in the last week. And why he should risk something on a gravel stage when he can make the difference on the climbs. And also, if he is eliminated, for sure, if they still have 1-2 teammates with him, they can kill him. So he's just smart, stays with his teammate, and be ready for the last week.
I think like this whole interview and the story with Remco, like the media made it bigger than it actually was, because I don't even know if Remco knew that Jonas was actually not even on his own bike. It would be a pretty stupid idea to just smash it when you're not even on your own bike, and when you know like you have quite a lot of support in the group behind. And tactically it was smart to not drill it that day.
What do you think? Big balls, big brains? Which is better to have if you're out to win the Tour de France title?